Hello and welcome. My name is Matthias Schwentek. I'm very excited to present the Somatic Consent Engagement System to you. This is a combination of great maps for personal and spiritual development I found and embodied over the last 20 years that has changed my life and of many others. If you're ready for some profound downloads, please stay tuned. To demonstrate the multidimensional capacity of personal and spiritual development, we use the three-dimensional structure of a pyramid, divided by the apex, the triangles, and the base. In this dynamics, the base is related to self-care, desire and needs, and what we want, our boundaries and limits, and the direct sensory root of somatic consent. Consent is divided in either permission or agreement, what creates the basic of making requests for what we want. The motor division of everybody's movement is determined that it's either your action or their action, while the consent structure determined if it's either for you or for them. If it's about permission, it needs a request to do something for yourself. Can I do touch, feel, borrow, and an allowance? Yes, you can do that. Or it is about an agreement of what you want others to do for you. Can you do, help, massage, carry or lift something for me? Yes, I can do that for you. These two overlapping dynamics are creating the engagement zones. At this point, I would like to acknowledge that it's not always easy for everyone to say no and keep their limits and boundaries straight. And this opens into the unconscious shadow behavior within the engagement system, the basements. So if you can't say no, what are you doing instead? If you have no limits when you are in action for others, some of these shadows might sound familiar to you. Pleaser, do-gooder, burnout, rescuer, guessing, give to get, slave. Another shadow of having no limits and letting others do what they want are victim, endure, going along, doormat, tolerate, push over. That mirrors the other side of the spectrum when being without consent, where you have no permission and no agreement. If you can't ask for what you want, what are you doing instead? Some of the shadows, if you have no permissions, are bully, perpetrator, pusher, stealing, groping, war, assault, and rape. And some of the shadows of having no agreement for an action that you want are exploitation, freeloader, expectations, lazy, slavery, assumption, privilege, and entitlement. Unfortunately, we can't change an old system by trying to fix it. So we need to create a new one that makes the old one obsolete. And that new system is practicing the engagement zones till we fully embody them. This is helping to realign cognitive understanding of consent with somatic embodiment and practicing the engagement zones on deeper levels. It will make more space for personal and spiritual development instead of being stuck in shadow engagement and endless drama. This embodiment is reaching the top of the pyramid, the apex, the interpersonal peak of individual development, where human engagement becomes easy and friendship evolve. Altruism as love and care become embodied values of personal and spiritual development with no attachment to outcome. Here is winning together happening. That guides into higher stages of spiritual awakening, beyond the suffering of personal drama identification, into compassionate empathy for others on their journey of life. This multidimensional dynamic is inspired by the sign of the Om as a simultaneously ascending and descending rotation from the shadow to the base into the engagement zones, the apex to the transpersonal void of who we are, and back to the shadow to embody more of being a human and explore life in its totality to rise up again. I hope you feel inspired and enjoyed the video. You find more information, videos, courses and sessions at www.somaticconsent.com. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Feel welcome to leave a comment in the section below. And I wish you a wonderful day and goodbye.